We are live, ladies and gents. So, I guess this is time for me to kind of react to the combine, kind of react to everything that Detroit related news. And I guess also maybe react to Denver and Russell Wilson's thing, and of course answer your guys' questions. So first off, um, I want to talk about Aiden Hutchinson's combine versus Kayvon Thibodeau's combine. I think it's really hard to kind of compare the two because Kayvon didn't do all the drills, and Hutch only did what was it, 40? But nonetheless, no, actually, no. Thibs did the 10-yard shuttle and the 20-yard shuttle. So I think in the end, I'm more impressed with Hutch because Kayvon did a couple things. I don't think necessarily the combine was an indicator of laziness, but I think that was his chance to disprove laziness by having a great combine, working out, doing all this stuff. But not only just to disprove it, but he also kind of lied. He said he was going to do all the drills at the combine and then ended up not doing so. And Hutch seemed to have taken advantage of it, earning a better RAS score than Kayvon Thibodeau. And Hutch did good on whole hitch drills. But I wanted to share on what made Kayvon Thibodeau's day not so great to me. Let me try to pull up his combine numbers real quick. Kayvon Thibodeau. RAS. Okay. Sup, One Pride. Welcome to the live. So, here it is. Thibodeau was supposed to have these really long arms, like 35 long arms. This was kind of the projection. He had these super crazy, insane long arms. And that he'd be super, super, super fast, which he was fast, for sure. Posting a 4.58, nearly a 4.6 40-yard dash. He had, of course, elite numbers. Rash showed this. But his weight wasn't good. I called this, by the way. His bench was good. Fine. His height was even smaller than anticipated. I actually did not see that one coming. But I also wanted to compare that to Aiden Hutchinson, who everyone was kind of saying was more athletic, had better size, everything, and show a difference. First off, Thibodeau, 9.67 U, which I don't know what they use for, but that's his score. Compare that to Aiden Hutchinson's real quick. Hutch had a 9.86 U. And I want to compare the time to everything. Aiden Hutchinson is nearly as fast as Kayvon Thibodeau in the 40-yard dash, running a 4.71. He's taller than Hutch. He's taller than Thibs, and he weighs more than Thibs. Thibs ran a 4.58. Hutch ran a 4.74. He's barely slower. 20-yard split. Gotta give it to Thibodeau. He destroyed him. 7.67 to 9.65. 10-yard split. 90.2, which is Hutch, to 9.65 for Thibs. Thibs is barely faster than a power rusher. Hutch is not supposed to be this insanely fast. The things that really matter is the bench, which he didn't end up doing. Shuttle, 3-cone, and 10-yard split, and 20-yard split. 40 time I don't think really matters much to me. It's not like an edge is going to be running 40 yards. And really, it's these three drills here that matter the most, especially the 3-cone. And he nearly posted a perfect 3-cone score. That's an elite score. Hutch is easily better than Thibs. He's more athletic. He earned a better score. So the thing that made Thibodeau a better candidate than, per se, Hutch with the ceiling, he didn't even end up having a higher ceiling. He wasn't more athletic. He wasn't more productive. Thibs is just not a better candidate than Hutch. But there's a con. And this is something I want to address to the fact. The Lions have a really good shot at losing out on Aiden Hutchinson after this combine. Posting nearly a 10 RAS score and having the production he had, the Jaguars tagged Cam Robinson, and they already have Walker Little, their third round draft pick from last year, who I'm aware of, who I'm heard rumors that they like. Jags are not in the market for quarterbacks, so it's not like they're going to draft Malik Willis. So odds are the Jaguars are going to draft Aiden Hutchinson, or they will draft Kayvon. One of the two will be selected. Odds are the only thing they really need left, the thing that makes sense for positional value, is edge. So I've been trying to think of what life without Hutch will be, because odds are we're not going to get him. And of course, one pride over here is one of the guys who likes Kyle Hamilton. I like Kyle Hamilton as well. I think he's a great prospect. But it doesn't really make much sense to draft an edge over safety. And I thought, well, Dibs, not a big fan of him. Not really at all. I think he might be an okay edge. I think there's better edge prospects in this draft, to be honest with you. And so, are we forced to be stuck to number 2? And truthfully, I don't think we are. I've heard a bunch of reports that Kayvon Thibodeau is actually beloved by the New York Jets. And I do think other teams would be interested in trading up also to maybe select Malik Willis. Lions are actually been rumored to even draft Malik Willis, so teams could buy into those smoke screens, try to trade up and select Go Willis, as one Pride 40 likes to say. And we can trade back. We have the ability to trade back. And so I think in the end, I decided we should do a mock draft regarding the loss of Kayvon Thibodeau. And so I thought about it. And I even kind of decided to even change up my off season a bit, which I will be making a video on that. But just draft wise, I think we should trade back. I think that should be our number one priority, because I don't see Aiden Hutchinson being available anymore. And so, in the end, I think the Detroit Lions should trade back with the New York Jets, trading the number 2 overall pick and 32nd overall pick in exchange for the Jets' 4th and 10th overall pick and the second round draft pick. And I think that'd be a fairly good choice, maybe trading also for like next year or third. But I think the Detroit Lions, with their 4th overall pick, should select Garrett Wilson, the receiver out of Ohio State University. I actually think he's a pretty solid player. He does a lot. He's productive. He gets separation. He can make some good catches for you. He fits the scheme. And I think that's going to be nice. And then I think with like the 10th overall pick, you take either Jermaine Johnson or Devin Lloyd. I like those two players a lot. And second round, you take someone like Lewis Cine, who had himself a great combine. I'm kind of worried if he'll rise because of it. Round 3, I think you got some options like Jalen Tolbert if they're still in the receiver market, but I don't think they'll go receiver still. But you could go for like another safety or linebacker, a whole bunch of options. And I actually had a draft that I would like to share with everyone. I want to know what they would like better. And that would be our good old. Let me just pull it up real quick. See what I can get out of it. Let's see. 2 almighty selections. Alright, time to share it. Go back, Dakovic, greatest liar of all time. Send David Kumar link. Dude is so trash. He is always wrong. Hi, David. Okay. Sure, I'll bring in David Kumar. Just give me one. Let me show my draft first, real quick, and I can see if I can bring in my good old pal. So, jeez, y'all, jeez. This isn't. I don't know if this will even be one that I actually even bring in a bunch of people in. So first off, this was kind of like 3-round mock draft. So I had the Detroit Lions selecting Garrett Wilson, receiver, Ohio State; Jermaine Johnson, edge out of Florida State; Kenneth Walker, running back, Michigan State; linebacker Chad Muma; linebacker Damone Clark; and strong safety Smoke Monday. I like a lot of these players, and I think this could actually be even more ideal than maybe even selecting Aiden Hutchinson. Because I'm a big fan of Jermaine Johnson, not nowhere near as much as Hutch. I still think he can vastly improve your pass rush. And I'm a big fan of grabbing a new receiver. One Pride 40 is also always wrong. Who are you? I've never actually even seen you before. Thank you, One Pride. Chad Muma and Damone Clark, I think, are good players. Here. I dropped a link to David. See what. I don't know why someone's trying to advocate for David. You forgot the password for the. Are you Odell Beckham's left knee? Who is this guy? Yeah, it's totally David. It's got to be David. David, I sent you a link to join. You know what? I might as well bring in One Pride as well. Here we go. You know what? Screw it. Anyone can join. It's Q&A time anyways. Also, make sure to leave a like, you too, for you. Need to get the videos. Elbow cough. All right. So, link sent to you guys. Also, one thing I wanted to address, I guess, as well, is the Lions are apparently top contenders for Allen Robinson, which I'm kind of fine with. I just kind of question if he's a fit. If we didn't re-sign Josh Reynolds, I'll be like, yo, let's go, we're grabbing A-Rob. But we don't really have a deep threat if we sign A-Rob. We have a guy. We have two guys who can do a little bit of everything, A-Rob and Reynolds. But we don't really have a speedy deep threat or just a plain old deep threat. A-Rob is kind of a deep threat, kind of Reynolds as well, but we don't have like a dominant deep threat that like scares teams. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah. Good old StreamYard saying I have 0 viewers. Saying I have 0. Let's see. All right, we got. Here they are: David, Kumar, and 40.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Go, Malik Willis.
You know, every time Malik Willis is mentioned, I'm gonna pull up this song. Let me pull it up real quick.
Why aren't we happy about the next Super Bowl champion?
What Super Bowl champion?
We should be happy that he's a Super Bowl champion, right? He's gonna come to the Lions and give us our first Super Bowl.
All right, yep, he's gonna be the next Superman.
Huh? Oh, sorry, I was so confused. Malik Willis. Yeah.
No, this is why POD is happy about him.
Yep. Oh, let me pull. All right, so One Pride. This is what's gonna be the good old song whenever I see someone mention Malik Willis come up or just something goes up. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but do you know good old Go Power Rangers? That good old song. That's gonna be my little theme song whenever he comes up.
What? When we talk about Malik Willis, you're just gonna bring it up?
Yep, that song's just gonna come into the background.
Oh, I love that.
He's gonna He's gonna be the Black Ranger in all Power Rangers.
Uh,
Or like Yellow Ranger.
uh, David, by the way, is Go Back Dakovic greatest layer of all time? Is that you?
Yeah, it's my burner account.
It's your burner.
Yeah, whenever I see stupid comments, I use that and shit on them.
Stuff you don't agree with.
Yeah, most of the time.
All right.
My
know-
boy David just got a gentleman account and an attack account. Interesting.
You know what we needed? I think we need to look at some linebacker film. Muma and Clark are two of my favorites. That's for sure.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I also kind of like Brian. I have like this love-hate relationship with Brian Asumoa from OSU
Uh-huh.
because he's undersized and he has some good moments of film, but at the same time, like, what are you doing? Because he also has a couple missed tackles. A player who has just kind of fallen off my board though completely is Brandon Smith from Penn State.
Wow. Why?
He has a 17.2 missed tackle rate, and that's an improvement for him apparently according to PFF.
That's a
So
little red flag. I mean,
yeah,
bigger in the line, like bigger and more athletic in the linebacker core. But if he's missing tackles like that, it's like maybe I'm a little hesitant now.
yeah, and I heard he's also not that great in coverage. So
We
Oh.
need linebackers because Derek Barnes is awful, right?
currently, yes, I mean he could get better, but Barnes has potential to be. Who was my comparison earlier? Stephen Tulloch, or he's going to be completely awful.
I mean, if he's Stephen Tulloch, you're still getting a good return, in my opinion.
Which is fine. Yeah, that's why I said he's either going to be really good or really, really bad. He's not going to be an average player.
Right.
And that's because he played outside linebacker and defensive end his entire career and just suddenly switched to middle linebacker.
I remember once Tracy Walker hit him on the head, remember? I think it was against the Bears game. Since then, he hasn't been the same.
Hating on what?
What?
Like Tracy Walker and Derek Barnes, I think they had a concussion. Like they hit each other, like by accident, like collision.
Oh, no, you're thinking of Will Harris and Derek
It
Barnes.
was like, yeah, Will Harris, you gotta go. Jay Jacobs was actually bald.
Oh, okay, probably. Well, then not surprised.
Yeah, well, Barnes is a hard player, though, because he is athletic, that's for sure. I think everyone kind of agrees on that.
Yeah.
But, man, it's like his development was completely stunted by switching to inside linebacker. It was not the best move he could have done because basically he's playing a position that he's basically as raw as a high schooler because he's never ever been an inside linebacker.
Wow.
It's the truth. I mean, as an outside linebacker, his main job was to pass rush and maybe set the edge. When he was defensive end, kind of the same thing, and now he's not really doing that. He's now being set to do coverage. He has to watch the quarterback, and his main job is to stop the run.
I
His
think
whole
he can
career
be
has been designed to stop the pass. So now it's like a complete flip of what he used to do.
So I got a question right now. So would Chad Muma and Damone Clark be your top two linebackers in this class, or how would you rate your linebackers?
Like in general in the class, or like who we can get in the class?
Like who we can get? Because those two, I love those two.
My number one linebacker in the entire class is Devin Lloyd from Utah.
Lloyd? Okay.
Yeah, I am extremely high on Devin Lloyd. The guy was extremely good at everyone. He's 6'3", 235. He blitz, he can cover, he can stop the run. I mean, I've been watching this guy like the last 3 years because I ran into him when I was watching some player from Utah's film. I don't remember his name. And I've liked him ever since. I think he's a good player. I also think he's a scheme fit, but I like him more than Kobe Dean.
Yeah.
I think my linebacker rankings would probably go Lloyd, Muma, Dean, and Damone Clark.
Wow.
In there.
Now, where would you put Troy Anderson in there?
I'm conflicted on Troy Anderson, actually. I like him. He's athletic. But my big thing is this guy played at Montana State and he was a quarterback his first 2 years.
Right.
And so that is a fine thing to me. But the thing is, he's played a whole bunch of positions. PFF even said he played running back, he's played linebacker, he's played quarterback. The thing is, playing at Montana State, it's the same issue you have with Malik Willis. You don't know
Oh wait,
if
you gotta play song.
well, he played weak competition, but here's the thing: you don't know if he's good or if he's just facing bad competition.
Right.
And so, a guy who's raw like that, it kind of feels like we're picking a better version of in a way of Barnes, because at least Troy Anderson was extremely productive. But we're also facing somewhat of a lower version of Barnes because Barnes at least played at Purdue, a Big Ten school.
Right.
And so it just kind of wouldn't feel repetitive. I'm much higher on Clark, Muma, Dean, and Lloyd than I am them. I'm not opposed to Anderson. I like him as a prospect. I think he's a high ceiling, but I'm just not. I'm not a big fan of the raw, like incredibly raw players. I like the guys who have. Oh, David's gone. High floor with a good ceiling, but like not like as insane. Because I kind of decided people don't really understand what high floor prospects are. A lot of times people think high floor prospects are guys like what's a good example? Mitch, you're either getting Mitch Trubisky or you're getting like Josh Allen. High floor prospects are generally guys who have higher floors than their boomer bust counterparts. Boomer bust guys are the guys who have like they're either going to be amazing, like they're going to be top 5 in their position, maybe top 7, or they're going to suck. Whereas high floor players are like guys who'd be top 13 for ceiling, but have a floor of like top 30 or something. And those are the kind of prospects I prefer because sometimes their ceilings are even higher. Generally, though, there's the occasional guy that I really love that's like a boomer bust, like a Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
But those are rare for me. I'm generally a high floor person.
You're high, so you prefer floor over ceiling, basically.
To an extent, yes, because I think the thing is ceiling is the harder thing to get. It is really hard to get to a ceiling. That's why I don't really like to use player comps all the time. I don't really look for player comps unless it like strikes amazingly crazy to me, like I had with Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and Robert Woods. But
so you compared Amon-Ra to Robert Woods?
Oh yeah, that was like my big comp to me. They're both yak monsters, similar size, similar 40 times, similar arm length.
Mm-hmm.
Even came out the same college, and I was like, oh my gosh, perfect comp.
See, when I compared Sewell, I thought Ogden. No, that's too high. I thought for Sewell, some people were like comparing him to Joe Thomas coming out.
Yeah. David, also, I love your name, man. Analytic loves Malik Willis. I cannot believe you would do that to me.
Oh, hold on, you gotta play that song now. Go Malik Willis.
But I don't know. I can't. Malik Willis would make me punch my screen if we saw him been selected pick number 2.
Oh, if we draft Malik, I'm gonna say if we do that, I'd probably drop my TV and say fire Brad Holmes.
I know.
At least we'll have a new Lamar Jackson. He's gonna run all the time.
Okay, it's so disrespectful to compare Lamar Jackson and Malik Willis because they are entirely different quarterbacks, in my opinion, coming out of college.
Running back.
Lamar was at least a respectable quarterback in college. He played reasonable competition and put up Malik Willis' numbers, if not better, in most stats.
Mm-hmm.
And he was an amazing runner. Malik Willis, people don't understand, Malik Willis put up very average college numbers. His numbers aren't much different than Caleb Ellaby from Western Michigan or Hank Bachmeier of Boise State, if, per se, he actually played a full season. And he's not that insanely productive. And he has, in my opinion, way more, that's a horrible throw play than amazing throw play.
Mm-hmm.
He's just too raw, too bad. The one thing I'll give him, though, is he is an amazing work ethic and he's a good dude. So I'll give him that. I think he's a great off the field guy. I think he's a good leader, so I'll give him that. But too many question marks with him, and too many things stunted his development.
I mean, even if he's picked like in top 20, it's gonna be disrespectful to Lamar because Lamar was picked in 32 overall, I think, right?
He's not going to last.
Well, no, because in that regard, Lamar was also in what was considered one of the best quarterback drafts of all time.
That's very true.
This is a draft that's considered one of the worst of all time, the worst since the Blaine Gabbert draft. Which, by the way, I have a response, by the way, for you, One Pride, when it came to the right or wrongs thing. He's QB1 in the class.
No, he's not.
You should just reply, that's a really low bar. I mean, do you want Blaine Gabbert because he's QB1 in his class?
No. I mean, honestly, I'm not picking a quarterback this year. I am avoiding the quarterback position like the plague this year. And for me, honestly, I'd take Sam Howell over Go Malik Willis.
Super Bowl champion.
Maybe that's a better, but no. I want you to notice something, by the way, guys.
I like. Sorry for interrupting. Like the way POD hypes him up, it's like he can throw like Josh Allen. He can run like Lamar. He can be clutch like Stafford. Like he's all in one, right?
He's not even close.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, he's not actually even that evasive. Like Lamar, it's ridiculous to me. I swear they look at black guy runs fast and think, oh, that's Lamar,
right? Or Michael Vick.
Yeah, like that's not it. That's not it at all. Here, let's see if I can. Oh, frick! Here, I'll just post it in the description. But like, if you actually like ever watch any of his stuff, he's mostly just running past people. He isn't necessarily juking. He has the occasional juke. But he isn't just like this juke demon. And so it just doesn't make any sense to me why he's so awesome to them.
He's so bad. It's like Thibodeau. Thibodeau is grossly overrated.
Yeah. Well, Thibodeau at least has shown flashes, and he's at least played competition. That's like more respectable than like Liberty's competition. Malik Willis, best team he ever faced was Virginia Tech, or arguably Coastal Carolina.
No, he played Ole Miss too, I think, didn't he?
Yes, but that was a game he played absolutely horrible in, and I can't hold that game against him because SEC versus Big South, I don't think you would see a single quarterback do well at versus.
True, but like if you're that guy, wouldn't you ball out against them?
No, because you got to think about it in the perspective of same thing with Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford, we saw with the Rams, won a Super Bowl. He is that guy, correct? But he wasn't winning against winning teams. He had 8 wins in Detroit in 13 years with Detroit. A team still matters, and that's like having like the 0-16 Browns and putting like Aaron Rodgers on there, and then putting him versus Tom Brady Tampa Bay team, and being like, well, Aaron Rodgers is not that guy because he beat the super stacked Bucks team. Didn't beat the super stacked Bucks team by playing for the Browns.
Oh, speaking of Aaron Rodgers, he just obliterated the Packers cap space.
I don't want to talk about it. He's still going to win. That man can win with one player. One player. All he needs is Devontae Adams. It's so annoying.
Okay. It really is.
Okay. What this guy does most of the time? Like, when he runs... Let's see if I can find it.
Oh,
So this is one play that Conrad Pecco brought up in Luke Cheese Discord. By the way, full credit, Sports Productions. He has 151 subscribers. Go to this channel. La-di-da-da, la-di-da-da. It's in the comments. Okay. Look what has happened here. Ooh, not evasive. That's just him moving a bit. And the linebacker fully had him. Look, he had a full grip on him. He just tackled horribly. Horrible tackling for him.
right.
Quarterback, great tackling for not great tackling for him. Had a perfect angle on him, and he just moves a little bit to the side.
I will say though, in the league, if that was Nick Bosa, he's getting tackled.
Yeah, I agree. If that's an NFL player, he's getting tackled.
Oh, 100%.
I'm not going to risk like showing a bunch of clips considering the fact that that StreamYard will only put the thing in the description for whatever reason. But he consistently did this all the time.
Uh-huh.
He's just not that good. Why did David leave again?
I have no idea.
It just I'm not a fan. He's not evasive like Lamar. Because the thing is, at least at Lamar, you can get like a year or two of success and then flop later on. But
Right.
Willis isn't evasive like Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
He's not. I don't even think he's honestly that fast. A lot of people were saying he's a 4.4. I think he's maybe a late 4.4. I don't think he's Kyler Murray fast. They say he has Josh Allen arm, which okay, I can give it to him. He has a good arm, but I don't think. I mean, the thing is, people say he has a great arm. Sam Howell threw the fastest ball at the combine.
Mm-hmm.
Willis didn't. That shocked me because no one's saying Sam Howell has a Josh Allen arm, yet he's throwing the fastest ball. He threw just as deep as a ball. Willis actually overthrew twice on his deep throws. He was 1 of 3, and he completely whipped on another. And so both metrics, Willis was not better at the combine. And Carson Strong was the strongest arm in the class, ironically. So what is making Willis this great quarterback? I'm fine with it because the more Willis the Lions can get, the more they can trade back with another team.
We all know they're not drafting a quarterback.
Yeah. Well, and here's the really nice thing. That opens up another quarterback suitor for the Detroit Lions. The Seattle Seahawks can now possibly trade for Malik Willis. The Seahawks can go for Malik Willis. The Atlanta Falcons can go for Malik Willis. I think the Giants could go for Malik Willis. The Panthers could. I think I could see. Yeah, those are the only teams I think that would logically trade up. That would be a reasonable trade back. Maybe another team can trade up in a draft and trade up again, such as maybe Pittsburgh. But we actually have another option that could legitimately try to trade up. Right. So I'm pretty excited because let's be honest, I'd be shocked if Drew Lock actually gets a start next season.
Yeah, some people believe that Houston's more of an attractive spot to trade with than us, to be honest, because they're more cheaper.
We'll see. I don't know. If Malik Willis really is that guy, like people are saying, he's not going to be around at 9.
Right, good point. But they can get Pickett. I mean, I can see Carolina being desperate going after Pickett because Rule's trying to save his job.
Yeah. So there's always teams, and any team can be desperate. And we might not get the world's biggest draft capital, but we also got guys who might go for edge. The Jets, the Giants. You never know. There's capital. So
who's desperate for Thibodeau?
I guess apparently the Jets are really in love with Thibodeau from a lot of reports I've read. So we'll see what happens there. But
well, if that's the case,
yeah,
let's go. Like, hey, Jets, you want this pick? You call up for 10.
And I think it could be fair because if they're truly in love with Kayvon Thibodeau, you just trade the 4th and the 10th. You trade up to the 2nd, but the Lions give up the 32nd, and you also give us your 2nd round draft pick. Who knows? Maybe we give you a 7th round draft pick. A completely fair deal right there. Right. Lions get 2 early top 10 picks, and they get a 2nd rounder, and we just give up. It's just basically a swap, basically, but we also get like a 2nd rounder out of it. It'd be completely ideal. And we can even get players that can actually genuinely help our team instead of over a guy who I just don't think is going to be a helpful player like Kayvon.
Oh, yeah. In my opinion, that'd be a robbery.
Agreed. I don't think it'd be a robbery because I think it'd be a fair deal because that's who they want.
What?
Getting Kayvon, they know exactly what the risk they're taking on Kayvon, in my opinion.
In my opinion, I think Kayvon would be good in solid scheme. But the thing with him, he just needs to stay motivated.
Yeah. By the way, also another reaction. Carson Wentz is a quarterback for the Washington Commanders now. I think that's going to be interesting.
That trade was so
I don't really see how he's that much of an upgrade over Taylor Heineke, I'm honest with you.
Right, no, he's not. It was really dumb trade, in my opinion.
I mean, everyone's saying it's not that bad of an investment. Third round picks are day 2 picks.
Mm-hmm.
Round 3 picks get you guys like Kenny Galladay and Jonah Jackson and Terry McLaurin. I could agree if it's like 4th round draft picks or something, but Carson Wentz couldn't succeed with one of the brightest offensive minds in football, Frank Reich, and a good O line, and
Mhm.
viable receivers in an elite run game. Washington has a horrible O line, a good run game, but nowhere near the amount of talent like Jonathan Taylor.
They got a good D line.
Yeah, I guess they have a good D line, but defense wouldn't really help him throw the ball better.
True.
Maybe help him like get better time, but it's just an odd world. Overall, though, I think I'm gonna be doing a big video on like a more ideal scenario and why I think the Lions should trade back and move on with life without Hutch. But I'm also gonna be doing a little article on why the Lions should maybe sign Hassan Riddick,
Okay.
because I'm actually a pretty big fan of Riddick. I liked him as an outside linebacker when he was coming out of draft, and now he's succeeding at it the last 2 years. And he played well with a bad defense last season, and so
Mhm. You know, I'm a little bummed out that we weren't able to get Harold Landry.
yeah, I think that was our bad by getting ourselves hyped up on it.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, there was always hope, and I thought the Titans had bad cap space too.
Yeah, well, you also got to remember cap space doesn't really exist in the NFL. It's an illusion. Different players get cut, different things, restructures happen, whole bunch of things. All right, well, I think I'm going to end the live here. One Pride. This is kind of just my reactions. A bunch of people weren't really coming on. I'm thinking maybe that would be the question, but I gotta go. See you later, One Pride.
Yeah.